Hello and welcome. We have reached the end of our Laugh-O-Grams installment with Jack the Giant Killer. Now there is one more Laugh-O-Grams that Walt Disney did create, however it is not available, it was lost, and that's Jack and the Beanstalk. So it may come out later on, but so far it is not available anywhere. You're not able to find it. But we have Jack the Giant Killer, which is very similar and honestly, even more confusing. I feel like now that we've gone through these shorts and the progress, the plot keeps on improving, the animation keeps on improving. However, I'm more confused with every single one that I watch. Now in this one, it's a pretty simple story. You have the same characters. It's the same characters in every film and I don't understand it. And I've tried to do some research into it. A couple of sites that I went to, they all just consider them reoccurring characters, that you just have the cat, the boy, the girl, and the dog. And it's the exact same characters in all these different stories, but it makes me more confused because the stories are completely different. They all have happy ever afters unless they're just these kids pretending that they're in these stories, and that the fairy tales, they're just acting them out and it's all just from a book that they're reading and they're just putting themselves in and it's not real. I don't know. If you guys have more information, please let me know in the comments below because I'm more confused with it. However, overall, it's still an interesting story. Again, it's only 7 minutes long, this one, and it's that typical let's rescue the princess and the damsel in distress and the typical male chivalry that you have back then in the 20s. But it's interesting because this is the most violent of the cartoons that we've seen so far, and it's clever in the way they do it, but also very surprising that it was a Disney film, especially because you know how later on they become more stricter and more politically correct and make sure that violence is done off screen. But in this one you actually have this sawfish and he actually saws another fish in half, and you see this fish getting sawed in half. So that's an interesting approach. But it starts off, you're at a circus, this boy and girl is in every single video now is at the circus, and then the boy goes off into the storm, into a sea, and goes off to find this giant and has to beat obstacles like this sawfish that has a literal saw coming out of its face, and ends up finding this girl, freeing her from the giants, and then killing said giants, just like the name of the short, Jack the Giant Killer. His name is Jack and he's a giant killer. Self-explanatory. So it just keeps getting weirder and weirder, and because they're almost 100 years old, there is still going to be a lot of cultural distance between now watching it from back then, so I'm sure there's a lot that I'm missing, and it's still a good thing to check out. If you guys enjoyed it. If you guys like, what was your favorite Laugh-O-Gram that you've seen? Because this is the last one of the series, so let me know that and let me know what you thought about this. Again, once again, I'm gonna leave the description below in the link to watch it. And this one is a little bit different because this one I found was from a live recording. This is the only one I found on YouTube, so thankfully this channel had it and I was able to still get the grasp of this cartoon with a live orchestra piano playing behind it. So it's a little bit different compared to the other ones that are just literally the cartoon that's streamed on here. So you have a little bit of different background and it's live music, which is a cool take on it, and that's how they were shown because they were silent and the orchestra would be playing behind it. So it makes it more authentic, it makes it feel like you're in the time period. And they kept it modern. I like that they did a modern take on all these, and it's interesting as we go forward to see how they stepped away from the modern and went into the traditional fairy tales. So that's what we have to look forward to, but that's a wrap for the Laugh-O-Grams, and we're going to continue with the Alice comedies next. So as always, I hope you have a magical day, and I will see you real soon.